Good morning. I think I figured out why I'm feeling all out of sorts. I think that they moved the visibility and lock icon to the other side of the window. I'm trying out the... I knew something felt off, but I couldn't place it at first. Because I'm trying out the OBS release candidate. Just because I've been monitoring the developer channel. Or developer Discord. From some of the plugin, or well, scripts that I've been doing. Alright, so I have two immediate things, and then I have to remember where the heck I was on this. First of all, there are not -1 requests. That's something wrong. Secondly, I'm not able, and actually I should be able to test this on myself now, yeah. I'm not able to add a user which is currently showing up in communities to my personal list. So I could, there might be a reason to have an ad here for that, but some sort of button or something. But if I say, hey, you look pretty cool, I ought to be able to add that. So I'm pretty sure that this counter is actually something really simple due to temporary work. Because I kind of have, I should probably init. Yeah, I've kind of got communities hooked in or hacked in, and this should well, where does the outstanding requests? That gets handled in next request. So yeah, really, this should be done in pending requests, so that counter gets incremented. Well, or I update the counter, but this is kind of how we do it in order to do our API management. And that gets the correct counter going. Fix pending requests with temp. Community fetch. All right, so the other annoyance right now is that if we put something in here, which is going to be what? Am I using that? Was this setting up for? Fetch community by name. So this would actually be triggered by some UI stuff later. Okay. Ooh, then I might have to watch if it's loaded communities or if it is the explicitly fetched ones. And Osirate Gaming, thank you for the host. UI add channel. Oh, not a known user. So we actually have to consider the user status, and to left for the correct, thank you as well. Which is persist defines the user persisted. So we want this to not be in persisted users. All right, let's dot filter, dict dot values. That is a weird indent. Okay. All right, so if it's equal lower, if now we filter for u dot persisted and that. Okay. Maybe I'm also checking on the return. Let's see. Can we get a debug.log? To prioritize right here. Okay, matching none. That's one. Yeah, users log in looking for live streams. So this must be when we return from fetch next user batch. Fetch users by login. Comes back on users. Wait, add users. What does add users do? Only new, both, only old. Oh. It only updates the display name for existing users. No, those are the functions applied. So we get unusers, we get unuser update. I mean, for all of these, we are explicitly setting the persist flag. So the question is, are we ever fetching unknown users that might also be known users? The only place we use that? Yeah, so that must be... So when we fetch streams, fetch next game batch, fetch next user stream batch. So we're assuming users were explicitly added. And then we go fetch, for any missing users, we go fetch the unknown ones. This should only come back, I mean, barring some multiple in flight commands thing, only come back for real things, or for actually unknown users. But this could overwrite the persisted flag. Well, I wouldn't use add users if I was explicitly trying to remove the flag. So what we do... old dot persisted or new dot persisted. Oh, that's right, turns into commas. It's me every time. Did I typo? I did typo something. All right, so we're down there. All right. And then I don't need to have myself on there. This guy does look decent. He's probably too big for me to host very often. It probably would be useful to have some sort of ad instead of having to take this and copy it up there. But okay, one step at a time. Removing somebody doesn't remove them from, doesn't put them back here. Which, I mean, makes sense for how we were doing it. That would be a UI command. Remove channel actually removes all the data. If I just mark it as not persisted, then it will either show up here if it's relevant, or it will not show up at all. Core, how do dict updates work? Comparable, maybe to maybe. And then we need a function of a maybe user, maybe.map. Maybe user, user, to user, or persisted equals false. On the maybe map of maybe user. And that's getting kind of long. Oh, another function. R? Comparable function dictionary returns dictionary. Oh. Misplaced parentheses. All right, so now if we add myself and then remove myself, I'll still go back, or the user will still go back into the community collection. All right. Oh, and we left the debug in. This is able to add community users to persisted and back to community when removed. And I think I was temporarily working on, did I ever? No. I think I had to do extended Twitch API for this. Well, yeah, Twitch Kraken. So that's something we'll have to deal with eventually. Did that work get committed, and is it finished? Okay. So that's setup-ish. All right, to-do list. Hostable. All right, request counter is fixed. Adding community users is fixed. Oh, username untracked users, I did that. V5 API has to be released. So we kind of need community management and adding persistence. So the user interface, probably would do add communities down by the communities section. In order to have a user interface for that. Well, I could actually build out a lot of persistent stuff without having to touch UI. And we're just kind of hacking things right now. And actually the ad will have to deal with that anyway. All right, so persist. We have community. I'm not going to worry about unpersisted communities right now. Users, games, events. So then persist would have communities. So then we would encode that as that map. Community, communities. Oh, and export would have to do that as well. All right. User game events. These can look a lot like user, except for the exact field names. Persist. Oh, I did sort of organize that above here, didn't I? Nope. All right, ID. Well, I know that's a name. I have to see what the actual. That gets back into actually the Twitch stuff. So Kraken decode. It is just name. So we'll always save it like that, and then the decode side, we're getting this up to 4. Oh, this is going to be a list empty. Is their list.empty, or do they want you to use the literal? I think they want you to use the literal. Yep. All right, so user community decoder community. You're going to be a map 2. Oh, you're going to be communities. Oh, and export. Ooh, export has just been a list user. The serialization format supports more than that. But we haven't really had any way to talk about a proper export format. Which means we need an import format. Which means we need an encoder is not just a list user. And then a decoder is a decoder of export, is a map 2 of export to that. So now I got a whole bunch of stuff that just broke. So when we load up persist, we have communities equals state dot communities. Fetch streams by community IDs. Wait, so what was I doing with an explicit command here? Oh. Fetch community by name, went to community lookup. All right, this is the thing I just kind of got working right at the end. So I probably don't need this. And we'll eventually get back to having that. So I'm probably going to need export. Export stringed message to imported, yeah, list user. So imported, okay. Users imported dot users. No, wait, communities was also a dict. We exported as a list. So to user dict, to game dict, to community dict, community u.id rc pending user streams. I don't think we're gonna. I mean, potentially communities could update their names. I'm not as concerned about that. But we still need that. Next user stream batch, append requests. Ooh. Oh wait, model.communities. That only worked because I'd preloaded it. Well, maybe what we need to do is we need to do this several times here. Fetch community streams, model to model. Keys, model communities. All right, so now we're just capturing the model so we can apply that to it. Fetch community streams. Fetch community streams. Yeah, that's loaded from persistence. We don't need to persist. Now export. Receive imported. Is that in the UI that's happening? But it's sending model.users. Save state. Oh. You're going to need a new argument. I was kind of setting that up to before. The structure order shouldn't matter. Although it matters in the encoder. Not in the encoder. In the decoder. I guess you're getting big enough to separate. Two purposes for indent gets ugly. Dict.values, model.communities. And then we need something similar to this. In our view, just a little helper. Oh, wait, there's... Okay. So this is... I don't know if I actually need the community type. export model.users. Okay, so we do have the full model. Dict.values. Dict.values. And that was pretty encoded. All right, so we had this here. Hey. Maybe I could have found a way to do that in smaller steps. Decode. Encode. Oh. Changed our local symbol. I've had a feeling I forgot to do that somewhere. Why didn't you get these two errors that, well, it probably just scrolled off. I didn't see it. P.communities encode. Oh. Right, because it used to be persist. Persisted. All right, list.map user. Persisted users. Well, this we can just kind of do directly as e.users. Oh, right. The awkward model problem. The different syntax for first and last items problem. Unity. Go. 117 go. 117 go. 117 go. ID users. Imported.users. All right, what are we going to have here? So at least I'm streaming on there, which means that my initial fetch did not result in stuff being added. Did you open in my other window? Okay. But we should have... Okay, so we have it. Oh, did I leave myself in here? Okay, so I broke something with fetching the actual data. It did get saved, but we're not fetching the streams. So on a load, we should fetch community streams. And I may not need this anymore. So did we fetch the data? Okay, there's communities. We fetched that. So we did a bunch of user ID fetches. But we did not do this. Why did we not do that? Let's add the debugger in. All right, so we loaded. I don't think we're going to be able to get the data. So is that before or after? Yeah, unfortunately the tasks are opaque. So this says no communities. Weird. How did I export? Oh, I reloaded. So I'm not persisting and saving communities right now. Yeah, I don't even have an item there. I thought I fixed that. Oh, that operation didn't used to have a persist on it. So when we go and fetch a stream, what was I doing? Fetch community by name, which will once again need to bootstrap for the time being. We get a community lookup. No, that does go to persist. Which values model.communities. Okay, there's the community. Yeah, those are all user. So we fetch community. Okay, we did persist it. Okay, then we get a response to community lookup. So now, if I take this out, it ought to be in there, right? Wait for compile. So I'm either not decoding or not loading properly. Decode. So what I need here is when we get loaded, loaded mstate, case debug.log. Yeah, there we go. Oh boy, this is a big nasty thing. That's all vents. It's all games. It's all users. Games. Games. Oh no, did I go after games? Community's empty. So it's not getting past the encoder. So loaded. Ports read. Oh, it's the importer. Local storage.get. All right. Console.log. Loaded. And actually doesn't need a recompile. Pardon? Let's get rid of this. Just get rid of the noise. Oh, that was loaded as a string. Let's see what JavaScript thinks of it. Because that will be a heck of a lot easier to read. What is it? JSON.parse? Yeah. ID name. Okay, it was saved. It was brought back here. Our encoder seems to be, or our decoder seems to be failing. And that's going to be a nasty problem to debug, isn't it? Well, Let's see if we can get an error message out of it. Expected an object with a field name. Problem solved. And this is one of the problems with loosey-goosey decoders. Okay, that's still the JavaScript version. Oh. Right, I broke my importer temporarily. Well, that's fun. Good thing we have an import-export facility. So we have got frequent backups. All right, now on a reload, we're good, right? Okay. All right, so we are... Let's see if we can get by without our hack now. Init. Also, I think we're done with index. All right, so load from our state. We fetch the users. Somewhat disturbed that breaking the encoder actually... It came back with an encoding error and something persisted the empty state. Is probably what happened there. Because any persist in that state would write the zeros. Thank goodness for backups. So now we changed a whole bunch of stuff. We don't need to add that. Unfortunately, you can't edit the file while it's open. So you can't just leave it up with the debugging in. You edit it back. All right, new field. You have a structure for that. I could probably get rid of the literals altogether by now. Empty. The next thing will be the UI. I guess we could leave that there for a little bit. Yeah, all the import stuff changed. That's for import help. We had to add a new field to persist. We added a helper function there. Persist as communities. We have a structure for export. Our view has to use that structure. Right. Count the type signature because I didn't want to mess with sharing a model around. Persist and export communities. Alright, so now we need some version of this. Probably down about here. So we've got header. Add channel. Live streams. Communities. Add community for community name. And then I'll eventually need a way to remove a community as well. Add community. Should cover most of it. Oh, you define the messages that you send. Add channel. So remove channel is sort of a channel thing. I feel like maybe I want to reorder these. So we've got refresh, import, add channel, remove channel. This is all sort of comment management, host management. And then we have add channel. We're probably going to have a community remove as well. And then hostable has to handle that message. Oh, and we're going to reorganize all the UI stuff. So we did refresh. Add channel. Remove channel. And then we're probably going to look a little bit like add channel. Maybe. Oh, I moved import up to kind of top level stuff too. Refresh. Import. Alright. Add community. Oh, I was lowering names. Okay. Add community name, lower it. Values, communities. We don't really have pending users. We have fetch community by name. Oh, so but it is pending requests though. Oh, we have to add. Didn't I have like append requests? Yeah, model append requests. Might as well be lower. List a display. Oh, it's just name on communities. All right, we are generated. Programming. Oh? I appear to have hard-coded something somewhere. Oh, I'm probably not doing immediate consequence of fetch communities by name. To look up users. Yeah, this is persist only. So this is something that I do during loading. I know that. Fetch community streams. That'll work. Fetch streams by community ID. This seems like really... Append request, fetch streams by community IDs. Now, I might need... Yeah, in order to prove that, I actually need to do the remove feature. You know, I'll just have to leave that hanging for now. Reshuffled some things, reshuffled some things. Input box to add community. Now we need remove community. So we had a remove box for channels, which is only on selected. Unlock communities. HView text.name. Remove community. I assume this is going to be by name. Or by ID. Alright, where do we unbalance this? And then in the message, that might be relevant, we'll see. Users, and then this goes back to the setup remove. Dict.remove ID model dot communities probably want to add a space in there. All right, so if we clear all that stuff out of our currently fetched stuff, and we add that, and we actually go fetch all the user information. Cool. All right, a little bit of separation. I wouldn't mind making it harder to hit the X button, but it's got to be somewhere. All right, that was straightforward. Remove community button. I might want an easy add from here. Oh, I've got an easy add. I just forgot about it. Okay. That actually does accomplish my purpose. That needs to be released. All right, we've got community persistence. We've got community management. I think I still have... No? Oh, because we're not in that right file. Yeah. Remove... All right, so I need to be able to push an update to this out for general use. I need to publish an update to the Twitch package. So let's go. Is all of this documentation decoders for Kraken API? That's up to where I was, and then Kraken. Got an example, got the auth headers. Yeah, so we're in pretty good shape. The Elm package is up to snuff. Did we ever do anything with the tests? Deserialize sample user. Test parser. Parsering. Okay, this is mostly duration stuff. Yeah, so this is just a real simple test so far. All right, so Elm package, we've already bumped to 2. So I think all we have to do is tag it and push it. Publishing packages. Oh, I have to publish these modules. All right. Clips, template, Kraken. Kraken. Interesting that I think it was telling me I had to do a major version bump even though I hadn't changed my exposures yet. I did some playing around with it. And do we have a change? We don't have a change log. Twitch API. I've got a window for this, or do I? Yes. Bit of Kraken. Oh, rest of fields to stream, which already broke it. All right, so yeah, so we've got 2 breaking changes. Add remaining add missing fields to stream type and decoder. Add add request helper and Request helper for Kraken v5 API add Kraken v5 community structure and decoder. Okay. Summary, license, exposed modules. README may need updating. This is going to turn into a list. Kraken v5 communities. Unofficial host and Clips APIs. Yeah, so this is the general pattern, and this is very, very similar to how Kraken works. Oh, this actually has a URL now. Hold on. Oh, that's what happened. Used to be something you had to use locally. Get status. I suppose I should check the documentation. Publishing for the first time, publishing updates. Elm package diff. Type alias stream. Added modules. Okay, that actually qualifies as minor, but I did have to change this data type. Which actually happened first. Tag it and publish. Where it was the documentation stuff. Twitch API, documentation.json. This is probably, it's not including the README because it's not published. Okay, yes. So in the regular one, it includes the README. Oh. Is it in that order because that's how the documentation shows up? No, this is also putting clips first. In fact, yeah, this is alphabetically sorting it. So the only way for me to control that would be to actually make it alphabetically first. All right, so the new stuff is here. Oh. So the documentation doesn't actually include topic level comments. Is that an error in the documentation? Nope, that seems to be the same for... It seems like they had it in the examples, but it's not showing up in the actual stuff here. And it probably is about time for a break, but I think we're basically at the point where that looks pretty good. I never did make that. Update docs. Status. Get tag. Oh, they want specifically the not prefixed version. And I think M is some sort of comment. I don't really have... Tag with a message. So that could be like a summary of the changes. Expand streams type and add Kraken v5 community. And had. Yeah, push. All the relevant package catalog. Verified success. Yay! Oh, which means that hostable can go back to Elm package. So what we have to do here is remove that. And then I think we're going to have to clear something in Elm stuff. Basically all build artifacts related to me. Well, yeah, because I don't have any of my other stuff. And then Elm Twitch API, hostable, Elm package. Two point oh, yes. And then I might be able to get away with just forcing a rebuild here. And cool. We're now running on the published package. All right, so that is done. Which means hostable might be done for now. So I should get up and stretch a bit and get water. Since I'm working on Elm stuff, might look at doing something with the video schedule. I'm thinking about making it work by game for kind of competition analysis. Trying out extension local dev could either be very small or very fast. Or very big or very fast. Well, I had actually started the extension local dev. And if it's fast, that might be a good thing to wrap up with. Well, I'll take a break and think about that. See you in a few minutes.
Wow.
But going down, you're basically flying.
What the hell? That was interesting.
Yeah, I'm...
Oh, gotcha. Right. Fahrenheit. I live in a country that uses ye old Celsius. So I was like, what? But that totally makes sense. 100%. Okay, let's get liquefiable stuff. This is ice and snow. Copy your settings over, like that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. If we dig this out, fertilizers are off. Yeah, these fertilizer synthesizers are turned off. That's intentional, because we didn't. We've got this section, and that one's going pretty strong. As far as it goes, the only reason they're all active right now is because we had a backup in the bathrooms. Usually they be able to. But I like. I'm the kind of person who likes to max out stats. Okay, so I must not assigned that one before, and this I messed up on. Okay, oh, we're not at full speed. There we go. I've got the.
Oh my god, no. Did I just destroy all of my turrets? Oh. Oh.
Mode. And I guess I'll select, these are really simple, so I'm in edge mode now, so I want to switch back to faces, Alt, right click. Guess we go ahead and click, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Control Z. Alright, right click, oh, just shift right.
But I like. I'm the kind of person who likes to max out stats. Okay, so I must not assigned that one before, and this I messed up on. Okay, oh, we're not at full speed. There we go. I've got the.
A lot of time, alright? I'm still lagging. I'm putting everything to low. No, but it's because you need to. How much RAM do you have? 8. Alright, just go. Just go to settings, or I mean your control delete. If you go to there, you go to the details. You need to go not to details. Just
Many viewers. May as well just start the gaming. So, as you probably know, oxygen not included.
Okay, not yet. So we don't need this option phase. Because the AI scripts themselves will handle all that. So we don't need any buttons. Or the mouse. Still need this.
We get some more damage going.
All right. Okay, so I guess I should get on the local one. So done with you, done with you, done with you for now. These, let's see, this should be schedule, bin monitor. Hostable, done with you. CD schedule from videos. So yeah, so this just goes back for my use. I've mostly been using. I do have a link for it with nothing set up. Okay, so I've got this little project, and my schedule is all a mess from job I had. The idea is it goes out, fetches a bunch of the recent videos, and it was originally more of a heat map. So I was able to maintain schedule on the weekend. I'm actually not sure what this gap was about. Apparently, for some reason, I've maintained more stuff on Friday than on some of the earlier days as far as daytime history. Curious. I wonder if I'm not sorting correctly. Others are more reasonable. Anyway, the point is, what I want to do with this is maybe someday is turn it into a little panel for a Twitch page that's just always kind of showing about what somebody's typical schedule is. And then I got a little problem in that I'm kind of the extension developer registration is like the same as the affiliate registration, and I'm not really comfortable that the affiliate would do anything for me, so that's a bit of a mess. But supposedly, the local dev rig is able to handle not being a registered developer yet. So we have to figure out how that gets started. Would that be docs? I'm probably I might need some ports for schedule specific stuff. Let's, we're done with you. It's hostable. Did I ever tag that one? Yes. I let's see, Twitch, schedule graph. Nope, no ports. Only the ones that are sort of built in for. Well, they're not ports technically. The native code in Elm base libraries to do the HTTP requests. Because I mean it's pretty much just Twitch API. So yeah, users and videos. We've got some request management, some pulling like user ID or username so you could link to it. Some window size responses, which are a package that's available on the Elm repository, so that didn't need direct ports, I don't think. Yeah, Elm lang window. So yeah, so Windows built in, navigation's built in. I'm not using anything from the updated version of the Twitch API, so I have no big reason to update that. Anyway, hello Stitch RSA, how are you doing today? Extensions. Developer rig and hello world. Yes, now, last time I looked at this several months ago, they did not have local mode. And actually, I may have cloned this already to start looking at stuff and trying to figure out how it worked. Developer rig. Git fetch. Hit status. Oh, well, those are just untracked files. Yeah, so I was looking at a hello world thing and some sort of config JSON, which might have to be revisited here. So we can probably just pull from master. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, the big schedule disruption was doing a bit of work on a LMAP at a company. Unfortunately, the project did not end up being as big as they expected. I hadn't worked in as big of a company before, so I kind of had trouble getting used to like code review and getting QA time. So I ended up doing a bunch of refactoring that we didn't really get worked in before I left, because it's like, well, everything, like the important stuff I'm doing, or like waiting for QA time, how are they ever going to get time for the refactoring? So that's, I guess, a little bit of a learning lesson in communication and processes. All right, so now we kind of need to kind of start over on, and this is probably, what was it? Extensions hello world. Yeah, it's been updated as well. Oh, contains the instructions. Well, I've got that right here, right? Document schedule from videos. I did a window for this, right? Kinda. Oh, readme.html. Well, sure. Online mode and local mode. Okay, get it. Scripts folder. Still configure all dependencies. Maybe it's run.command. Oh, because we're in a sudo shell here. Wow, they actually detect that. Is it a run.show? As I said, the run file. Oh, well, we don't have run? Okay, it is a script. This script is for Mac only. I guess they don't support Linux. Which means... Oh. We can see if it works. Oh, it opens a shell to do it. Running scripts are disabled in the system. Do they even have a note about that? Extensions 101. Turn on developer mode. PowerShell execution policy. Wrong one. Uh... To run without signing. Oh, under update and security. Oh, there's also a developer mode. Oh, we need to launch this as an admin. What is this thing? Settings? Doesn't give me a launch as administrator option. Really? Oh, it's one word. Restricted. What is this script trying to do? Is this something I could just do? Continue an elevated prompt. And there's a fair bit going on here. I wish I knew where the PS1 stuff was coming in. Visual Basic Script. Nope. So somewhere there's a DL. Wait, create the script. To download installers for what? Oh, git node. It's probably going to call it even if we've got the stuff. And I'm hoping it sets this up in some sort of isolated context. Windows. As an administrator. Well, I mean, this might be useful here. Oh. Yeah, it's not actually. I think it was. Yeah, this must be a generic. How do you specify the. Actually, it's not even. It's using that as part of it. Okay. Cannot find the file specified. Okay, never mind. And that's not. That might be the same one. Yeah. Well, I don't know what this is going to do to the stream. We'll put it on. Well, because you can just change user. Media resource decoding error. That's wonderful. So I'm going to have to assume that did beg the stream. Sorry about that. So what were we doing? We were doing one of these windows. Run command. And it still failed. So their instructions are still incomplete. Because the box is checked and it is insufficient. Where do they explain what they actually are? Oh, unblock without changing execution policy. If you run a block... Oh, but it's making the script at runtime. So do I have anything to unblock? And it's in temp. So it's not going to be signed. It's a temp file. All right. So what's the policies? Do you even document the policies? Oh my. Default execution policy. Individual commands but will not run scripts. Sign scripts. Well, they made it on the fly, so it's not going to be signed. So we have to temporarily set... Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Temporarily set. Okay, we're in restricted mode. So we set execution policy, I guess unrestricted. Oh. Okay. PowerShell, run this as administrator. Now we have to do set execution policy unrestricted. And actually there's a similar thing. I was playing around with the... What do they call it? The file restrictions. Settings. Controlled folder access. Which can be a problem for some local installers and things. Gears already installed, notice already installed. Well, at least I noticed that. I mean, I probably could have... I thought about just going through this list. But I think it has to make that script to even get here. Because I don't know if I saw... I didn't notice those. If I pay much attention to the error message. You must restart. Okay, browser would be annoying, but it's not fatal. uh, all right. All right, so that was just looking stuff up. I don't know why you're even open. Oh, nope. Okay, so that doesn't... Do you do? Yes, okay. PowerShell, that's the help file. That's the help file. That's the example. That's elm package doc, elm package doc. Don't need that. I'll need that later. Need that later. Don't... that's browser 2. That I'll want to get back. And then you. Okay, so now I need to... So I wanted... Get that hooked up again. Yep. Get... Twitch console hooked up again, and hopefully won't need YouTube. I need to get... actually, this will work. Maybe. There we go. Got our local preview window up. We need to get the instructions up. Oh, it's still going. There's the administrator. There's another thing we opened. That was settings. Maybe it wasn't done? Command failed. Cannot find module happy. Okay. Developer rig. Was I trying to make that an extension? Or was I trying to make that one an extension? I didn't drag that, did I? By accident? No. Yeah, I just don't think that's right. Okay. We need the README. So I can configure all dependencies. Tonight spare not appearing. Attention not working. Attempting to run yarn test. Transform option is not found. Okay. You're reinstalling your node modules. Where is it putting node modules? Was this a... So scripts. Okay, it did not put it here. There is a node modules here. Deleting node modules and running yarn install. Oof, that's a lot of stuff. And Linux isn't a supported environment, so I can't even try running it in the virtual machine. I guess I could try my laptop, since they have a Mac support. Well, it's saying incorrect, but it's only a warning, not an error. Whoa, is that actually... Turn the fan a little bit. FS events, well, yes. I suspect they installed a specific version. Operation is not permitted. Developer rig config. Well, file doesn't exist. I don't know if it's not permitted. Okay. Yeah, this is not. Oh, this is still just the same document. Dev.twitch.tv. Idiot proof guide. Yeah, happy module not found. npm install. Oh, that must be for the Hello World project? Ah. Wasn't there something in the scripts? What file was it looking for? Was running about doing this? Check make cert. Make cert. What directory do you expect to be in? Oh, make cert is Darwin. Make cert.command. Where was... Okay. Don't see... the file. SSL. %D. T is temp. Make directory temp. Set D equals DP0? SSL. Settings. Is it one of these? Developer rig. Oh, it's not config. SSL. Okay. CA cert. What? It must have done this on an elevated command prompt. I still don't have read permission. What the heck? Okay. Okay. So I just hadn't updated yet. What? Okay, that's pretty much standard permissions. Can we... I guess read only. That's interesting. Replace child objects. Oh, we're having some access denied errors here. Oh. So how do we get... Maybe I can't do it in search? So is it Explorer or Windows Explorer? None of the above. All right, developer rig. Properties, advanced. No. Security, advanced. What? Alright, this thing is borked. Alright, do we have scripts? Oh, it's elevating again. I don't want you to elevate. Oh, did you make that in scripts? No. Unless... No. Cannot find the path specified. Oh, you know what? SSL had a get keep in it. So I don't know where it made stuff. So the problem is that it's making all this stuff in an elevated prompt. And I can't even touch it. I think. Hmm. Two more. All right, so now effective permissions should be, we can actually do stuff with them. Oh! Things are running! How to frequently use... Alright, so we'll go off to the side just in case. So I guess it picked up that the hello world was in there and assigned that to it. Like to cycle a color. Okay, so broadcaster, logged out viewer, logged in viewer. I don't know what linked is. That's what we have to figure out. All right, we've already. All right, so now we've got the thing basically running. Not entirely sure what this is yet. Oh. Your hello world. You're something else. All right, so we managed to get past this. Could install. Well, there's happy again. That what I ended up doing was clearing that and start installing again. All right, well, that's not relevant right now. That we might need that. So there's my regular thing. The scripts folder run. So how do we do our own extension? That's online mode. It's extensions dashboard, extensions dashboard, extensions dashboard, online mode. To pull and link the code. That's probably one of these. Yarn run something. Backend.json. And this localhost.rig. Extensions dashboard. Oh, that's dev.twitch.tv. Oops. How do you change projects? Yarn host directory public. So maybe the run command is automatically picking one? Check configure is the last thing we run. Got a panel extension manifest file. Defaults in case of no arguments. So run has arguments. My extension. Did it create a my extension? No. Share service, the correct directory. My extension. Different aspects of running the developer rig. How did it find Hello World? Minus M minus F minus B. Manifest file, front end directory, back end file. Extension init, existing one. The developer service, yarn start, yarn host. So what's yarn run? Using local mode. Extension manifest. Panel, mobile, video component. And create manifest. Manifest.json. Is there a manifest.json? Oh, there's like subtopics for this. Install, configure. So this is more detail about what it's doing. Extension init. Oh, so they said it cloned to my extension. npm install. Create a panel extension manifest. Yarn host. Oh, this is 3000. Hmm. Aha. They did set that stuff up. So, I mean, this is just like the local view of it, which we kind of have in that. Back end. It might not have started that. Yarn start. Is that the manifest? No, wait a minute. Developer rig .panel.json. Oh, are you going down a directory? Why can I not get to you? Oh, you must be parented on something else. No, I just cannot. Oh, okay, it's gone. All right, developer rig offsite. No, that's from before. That's Elm Core. Oh. All right. Panel. Ah, you messy little. All right, we may have to redo everything here. If they embedded any paths. You're going to get confused. You might get confused. Okay, that got very confused. So, we think all of their files... Man, what happened to the buttons here? Oh, you know what? There was a weird thing where the extensions were like inside the rig before. I'm also not sure why you're here. Twitch extensions. Oh, I might have some... Do I have any other windows? Okay, you're running. I closed the rest. We might have... Yeah, developer rigs. Not going to be happy. That was Windows. This one was from before, but it goes with that. What has it open? I mean, maybe, sorta. That might have it open. Am I gonna have to reboot? Oh, I minimized that. Alright, this... I'm pretty sure is Elm Core. That's that. That's an Elm module. Some sort of Lua checker. 1 hour, 1 life. OBS WebSocket. 1 hour, 1 life. Step Mania. Alright, so now when you go and create some random extension somewhere, I know where it is. And from this, I'm going to guess that before I had put... That's the boilerplate, which this probably needs to be updated as well. If indeed it's even still relevant. Yeah, that might be out of date. We'll have to see. I suspect extensions Hello World. Yeah, that is Hello World. But they renamed it to my extension and did something with it so that it knows it's there. Is that perchance... So this is the public manifest. Hello World panel extension. This doesn't tell it what directory it is. I guess they just assume my extension, and something made this directory. Which has a whole bunch of sample stuff. including the README, which is probably front end, lightweight BBS. Also generate certs, add modules. So I can install it, downloaded and installed all this stuff without telling me. So it's even running the back end by default. Yeah. Are these? Looks the same. Extension init to clone the repository. Yarn host. Node services backend minus all manifest.json. Is the manifest panel.json? That seems like it might be a manifest. And that's not actually in the extension. Nope, too far. Alright, well, that was getting it to run. I think getting into the details here might be getting to too big of a project. That's more of a thing for tomorrow. Editing look like name anchor panel height. Is that what's anchor panel height? I wonder if that's something that got changed recently. Zoom? Well, maybe that's not it. Alright, I'll have to figure that out next time. They moved my icons. Alright, thanks for hanging out. Thanks to Kuro Kitsune, Deadly Tacos, Dead Mix Games, Stomia Slipper, Dog and Lake, Ocerat Gaming, To Laugh for to Cry, Joy Chef Ray P, and Haskin TV for hosting me. Oh, I need to get hostable up again. What do we have? Not a lot of coding right now, actually. I guess everyone's all worn out from the various hackathons and stuff over the weekend. Yeah. Looks like Dark Gauntlet's playing They Are Billions, a game I might want to check out at some point. I think I saw him doing 1 Hour 1 Life, which is also a game I'm kind of tracking. So if you look for someplace cool to hang out, thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time.